So, have you ever spent what feels like hours trying to get a decent answer out of an AI, only to end up with something that's just meh? Yeah, me too. But what if I told you there's a way to completely flip that script? Today, we're going to dig into some brilliant insights, especially from what we've seen from the AI rabbit hole this June, that will totally change the way you work with these tools.
You know the feeling, right? You ask the AI for something, you wait for that magic to happen, and what you get back is just bland. It's soulless, it's totally unhelpful, and it feels like you're just a passenger, kind of hoping the AI will stumble upon your destination. But what if you could be the GPS? What if you could punch in the exact coordinates and guide it turn by turn?
I mean, look at this. You ask for a summary and you get a wall of text that completely misses the point. You ask for marketing ideas and it spits out the same stuff you'd find on the first page of a search engine. It is so frustrating. And it's easy to think, man, this AI just isn't that smart. But here's the thing. The problem isn't the AI. It's us.
And this gets us to the oldest, most fundamental rule in all of computing. Garbage in, garbage out. It doesn't matter how brilliant the AI is, it cannot turn a messy, disorganized, or contradictory prompt into a work of genius. The quality of what you get out is a direct mirror of the quality of what you put in. Simple as that.
Okay, so how do we fix this? Is the answer that we all have to go learn Python and C++? Do we need to become hardcore software engineers just to get the AI to write a decent email? No. Absolutely not, and that is probably the biggest misunderstanding we're going to clear up right now.
Think of it this way. In the world of AI, there are two jobs. You've got the engine builder, and you've got the expert driver. The engine builders are the brilliant people who actually create these complex models. That's not us. Our job is to be the expert driver, to get behind the wheel, master the controls, and steer this incredibly powerful machine exactly where we want it to go using the one tool we already have, our own language.
This is the absolute perfect way to think about it, right? You don't need to be a mechanical engineer to drive your car through rush hour. You just need to know how the steering wheel, the gas, and the brakes work. Well, your relationship with AI is exactly the same. Your words, those are your controls. And the driver's manual for this new way of thinking? It's called linguistic programming. It's really just a framework, a way of thinking that shifts you from being a passive person asking questions into an active programmer who uses plain English to engineer the exact result you want.
All right, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. How do we actually start driving this thing? Well, let's start with the two most important controls you have, your gas pedal and your steering wheel.
First up, the gas pedal. We call this linguistic compression. It is all about getting straight to the point. See, we're taught to be polite in our conversations, but to an AI, words like please or if you don't mind are just noise. This simple little 30-second prompt surgery shows you how to just slice away all that filler and give a direct command. And trust me, you're not being rude, you're just writing clean, efficient code.
And just look at the difference. We went from a 28-word ramble down to a 9-word command. Now, this isn't just about saving a few keystrokes. A shorter, compressed command sends a much clearer, stronger signal to the AI. It eliminates ambiguity and helps you get a way better result, usually on the first try. Okay, next up is the steering wheel, strategic word choice. Now this is a total game changer. You have to understand that for an AI, words that seem like synonyms to us, like good versus accurate, are entirely different commands. Changing a single word can literally steer the AI to a completely different part of its brain. Just look at how powerful this is. If you want hard facts and data, don't ask for a good summary, ask for an accurate one. If you're trying to convince somebody of something, ask for a persuasive summary. And if you absolutely cannot miss any details, you ask for a comprehensive one. You are the navigator, and your specific word choice is how you program the GPS.
So, we've got our foot on the gas. We've got our hands on the steering wheel. We're driving with precision. But even the fastest car is totally useless if you don't know where you're going. So now let's talk about giving the AI a map.
Honestly, this is probably the #1 mistake people make. We give the AI a destination, like marketing, but we don't give it an address. It's like shouting, "Take me downtown," at a taxi driver. You're going to end up with a generic, useless result every single time.
So how do we give it an address? Well, this is where the 5Ws method comes in. It's a super simple checklist to build that map for the AI. Before you even write a single word of your prompt, you quickly answer these 5 questions. Who is the AI supposed to be? What is the actual goal here? Where is this going to be used? Why are we even doing this? And how should it be done?
And this right here is the difference it makes. When you just throw your thoughts into one big, rambling paragraph, you're making the AI guess how all the pieces fit together. But when you structure your prompt with clear sections and logical steps, you're not just making a suggestion, you're handing it an architect's blueprint that forces it to build the exact thing you designed.
A professional prompt blueprint really has these 4 parts. You give the AI a role and a goal. You provide all the necessary context. You break down the main task into logical, step-by-step instructions. And finally, you give it any constraints, the absolute must-dos or must-don'ts. This is how you stop asking and start commanding.
So when you put all of this together, what you're really doing is making a fundamental shift in how you think about AI. This isn't just about learning a few cool prompt tricks. It's about developing a completely new kind of literacy. It's about finally taking the wheel.
The big shift is from being a passive user who just kind of hopes for a good result to being an active programmer who engineers one. You're no longer just talking at the AI, you're now building with it.
And the best part is, you can start doing this right now. It's not complicated. This simple, 5-step workflow puts all these principles into action. First, know your goal. Second, give the AI a job title. Third, write a direct command, not a conversation. Fourth, if you can, give it a clear example of what you want. And finally, always treat the first output as a first draft you can review and refine.
Now, this might sound a little dramatic, but this is the reality we're heading toward. This new skill, this new literacy, it's that important. You can either learn to direct these tools with precision, or you're going to find your work being directed by those who do.
So that's the question I want to leave you with. As we weave this technology deeper and deeper into our lives, it's the choice we all have to make. Are you going to be a passenger, just along for the ride and hoping for the best, or are you going to grab the wheel and become the expert driver? The choice is yours.